Hello, this is just a quick review for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've only been playing the game for about 5 or 6 hours now. Um, so I haven't even left Norway. I haven't went to England yet. Um, but it's good. I mean, as far as like the story goes, it's all set in 900 AD, so it's like 10th century, and it's like everything's Vikings. If you know anything about real life Viking lore, in like some of the backstory, like Ragnar Lothbrok and his sons were once like prominent figures in history, and it's just set after Ragnar died, and most people consider Ragnar like the king of Norway, the true king, and King Harald's in charge now. But at some point in the story, you do meet Ragnar's sons, and you interact with them, which is good because it's based on real history. The fact that the Vikings went to England and conquered and fucking left their mark on that the land and stuff. So it's just really good that they've stayed true to the history. But it's the same as the Egyptian and the Greek one. It's all based in reality, and the pyramids and everything were all recreated. But again, the fighting is quite hard. I've got it on hard, Berserker, so it is quite hard. And it's one of those games where if you make a few mistakes, then you'll die straight away. If you press the wrong button at the wrong time, you'll die. It's very unforgiving, the combat. I mean, in the footage here, I'm fighting like a legendary animal. There's loads of legendary animals you gotta find, and I found this one by accident. I mean, I was just exploring, and I came across it, and I'm really early into the game, so I wasn't really ready to take them on. But it's the same with most games. Once you've sussed how the game works, so to speak, and how like the animations, its routine of the animal, and then you just figure out a way to beat it, dodge at the right time, and just take its health down slowly but surely. But it's one of those games where exploration is a really big part of it. The draw distance is quite good, so if you get to somewhere high, you can look for miles and you can see things to collect or to go and explore from miles and miles away. So it tends like where I mean, I've spent like 2 hour sessions playing this, 3 hour, 4 hour sessions, and like you can't keep track of time. You'll just like, oh, I've just got to go over here. I've just got to go and search this, and then I'll turn it off. I'll just kill these, and then I'll turn it off. And you're just constantly like wanting to explore and play. So it is a massive game. There's loads to do. There's quite a bit to learn. Like just the menus and how everything works, and it gets a bit complicated. But if you just play the game, do the quests that's telling you to do at the beginning, and get the tutorial things out of the way and that kind of thing. Go back to your own settlement and go and talk to the blacksmith, go and talk to like all the little side quests, just so the game knows that you've acknowledged them in the map, so it'll move on because it thinks you've learnt that bit, so you don't have to worry about it. But you can upgrade all of your items, and then you get slots where you put runes in, which just give you buffs, and you can take the runes out and put them onto something else, like a different weapon. But there's weapon runes, there's armor runes, so there's different runes for different things. But you come across them when you're searching places and you look for treasure. That's what I've done. I mean, I haven't even left Norway, like I said, and I'm just gonna try and complete as much as I can of Norway. I know you can go back at any time, but I don't want to move on yet. I'm not ready to go to Britain yet. I just want to, chill out. So you can sell a lot of things in your shop. Like I've got broken shields and buckets and seashells and shit like that. So you sell all that because you just don't need it. And then you've got at the top, you've got your silver, you've got like onyx, opal, I think it is. You get like different leather, you get iron ore. That's what you need to upgrade your weapons, leather and iron ore at first anyway. So you need to do those up. and then you tend to get silver as well. So don't bother keeping all the silver thinking, oh, I'm going to save up because I might need it. You don't, just like spend it as and when you get it, and just buy supplies. Basically all I was doing is buying the leather and the iron ore, because you can go out and mine it and kill animals and just get it yourself, but that takes time if you can't be arsed, or if you don't want to. Do it obviously on your travels. If you see something, kill it and collect it, you may as well. But it's a lot easier if you just go to the shop with like 200 silver and you just buy 200 bits of leather, because it's like one bit of silver for the leather, and you can just upgrade your weapons a lot faster by doing that. In this way, this is the skill tree where you just unlock everything, and you can reset your skill points. So if you want to just invest in a skill tree and just buy a couple of powers, a couple of skills, just to unlock it and see what's available, because you'll unlock a certain amount of a skill tree, and then you see the line going off to the left there, that branches out and it opens up more skill trees. So if I had reset all my points now, all those points I've used, I could just then put into that one tree just to see where it goes and what kind of powers are open. So that's good how you can reset your points, because it helps you explore. It's not like final. Once you've bought something, you think, oh fuck, I wish I never bought that. So I like that about it. And there's obviously loads and loads of customization when it comes to the different kind of build that you're going to make, whether it's stealth or archer or just straight up melee attack. So you've got the choice there. Oh, this is the game. If anyone's played The Witcher and anyone played the card game on The Witcher, Gwent it was called, that was really good, and that actually got a spin-off game just by itself, and the card game came out for the ps4. If you could go, and I think it was free 1 month for the PlayStation Plus, and this is like Valhalla's version of it, and it's apparently based on a real historical Viking game. Like, this is an actual game that the Vikings used to play. Obviously not with the perfect pictures of the sword, the arrows and the thingy, but still, like, the general game is exactly the same. And you basically got to roll your dice, and then you can choose with your cursor what cubes that you want to keep, and you can lay them out on the table, and then they're permanently yours now. And then you can roll again, and you can change and roll again. And the idea of the game is to predict what they're gonna get. So just see how she's got a hand, and then she's got an arrow, and then she's got a shield. That means on my side, I'll be firing an arrow while she'll steal off me. There, look, you'll get to see it now when it plays out. Instead of reading all that text, just actually play a few rounds and you pick it up a lot quicker. That's how I've done it. You just play and you get to pick it up. But you can see, because I wasn't sure what to do, it's telling us to click on the God power, which is that little token in the bottom corner, like the little gold like God thing. You click on that and then you can use the God power. But I didn't know what I was doing here, because obviously I didn't read the text. But there, look. So you click on that God power, and then it shows you how many yellow square tokens it costs to use the God power. And if you look at her side, she's got 2 God tokens. She's got one that regenerates her stones. Those little blue coloured stones are your lives. And then she's got another one like mine where it does damage. Sorry, it doesn't do damage. It makes your cubes go blank, so like they're worthless. It's a bit like dominoes in that respect. But it's a simple game to get used to, and it's very addictive because you're wanting to win, and you want to keep playing. I suppose the only thing I can liken it to is either that Gwent off The Witcher, or chess, like in real life. It's very tactical. You've got to think about what they're going to get, and then you've got to base your moves on that. Or you can go on the offensive and you just start attacking them, and then they're on the back foot. But it might backfire because you don't know what what she's going to roll, basically. So it's a class game. I hope they actually bring it out, or some sort of version of it, because that would be an actual good game to play, like an old Viking game. Because once you've picked up the gist of the game and the rules, it's actually fun. There's not many little side games and shit like that, activities that you can just sit and play forever. apart from I think it was San Andreas for the PlayStation 3, where you could go and play pool, and you could just actually put the game on just to go and have a game of pool because it was class. But that's like shows you how much thought they've put into it. They've actually, like, I know the development team actually went to York and places like that in England to actually learn about the Vikings and find out all the historical shit and take parts in, like those reenactments where they dress up and they have battles and that. It's that kind of thing where the development team for this, it's Ubisoft Montreal, they went over and they actually participated in that and like really got a feel of what it was like for the Vikings to be there, and they found out all that shit. That's why this game is probably historically accurate to like what they really played. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. The attention to detail I like. The graphics are good. It is a bit glitchy every once in a while, like, like where, I don't know, like say you're standing next to a rock and you've got one leg up on the rock and one leg down, then the leg that you've got up starts like flicking about and stuff if you get caught on the graphics. But that's just because it's a new game, and those kind of problems will get ironed out with a patch if need be. But it's not a game spoiler. I mean, it's once in a blue moon that you're actually going to see that kind of thing, but it does exist. And another thing I've recently discovered is that the AI, I'm playing on hard, and the AI isn't the best. It's hard to describe because they will come and attack you. If they spot you, they will come and, investigate, and they do flank you as well and try and get you trapped. So, it's good that in that respect because it's not, like run of the mill. But it's typical with Assassin's Creed games. You can literally just run into the camp and just loot the boxes while they're like, hey, come back here, and like by the time they've actually seen you, because you can be right up to them before they'll react, and then you can be in the tent that the garden, just collect whatever you need and then run back out. You've only got to like hop over a fence or crouch down and go through the bushes and come back round in a big loop, and you've lost them. And you can just literally loot camps and big massive fortresses and everything. You can just take the piss and not even have to fight anybody. You can just run in there, nick what you need to nick and run out, and they don't chase you for long. I mean, they do come investigate, and it's like the old Assassin's Creed where you've got like half the town following you, and like there's about 20 people running after you as you're running away. But like I said, it's easy. You just jump through a window, drop down, crouch down in the bushes, run around the corner, and then they're all just searching for you, and then you can just make a run for it, get back on your horse, and then you're on to the next like village or whatever. There's lots and lots of improvements, but I think that just becomes the part of any computer game where once you realize how the game engine works and once you realize how the AI's been programmed, then you can just exploit it. Doesn't matter what game it is. I'm sure Cyberpunk and all the latest games like that, they'll have flaws exactly like that. The only not glitch, but like the way to farm silver, the only thing I've seen is where you just do the drinking competition, and it's like a timed event where I don't know if I've got any footage of it, but it's like where you drink out of those big horns, and basically you've got to just tap X when, like, at the right time, and it gets faster and faster, and then eventually when you get onto your second or third cup, you start swaying because you're drunk, and you've just got to, as you're tapping though, you can't lose the rhythm, because if you do, you've got to start again, and all the while you're racing somebody who's like chugging the drink down, so you've got, like, you can't hang about too much. But it's not too bad, it's not too hard. Gets a bit dodgy when you're trying to keep your balance and press X, but once you've sussed it, you can sort of see it in your peripheral vision, so you can sort of like lean without having to take your eyes off the timed event, because it's moving quick and you've got to be able to keep the rhythm with the X button. It's kind of hard, like, but apart from that, you can just bet 200 silver, and obviously you get your 200 silver back, and then you get another 200 silver off the person, so you're making 200 silver each time. But I would do a couple of practice runs first, maybe bet low just until you get the hang of it, and then start betting high. But the games and the mini games and stuff like that, they're good, they're enjoyable. There's a thing called flighting or fleeting, I think it is, or flighting, and it's basically like poetry. It's like a rap battle, basically, and they'll say something, and the key is to keep the cadence of the rhythm of the speech, keep it in time with what they're saying. So it helps if you read it out loud again, like to yourself, and then you can decide out of the three options what's better to pick. But again, it's inventive. It's probably historically correct. It's probably a thing that the Vikings did. That's why they've put it in the game. Customization wise, it's okay. I mean, there's a few options. Obviously, there'll be room for more as you go around collecting them, and you can do mystery like quests and stuff, and you unlock new tattoos, or people will give you like designs for tattoos when you do a quest for them. But you can do your head, your left arm, your right arm, your chest, and your back, and you can also change the color of your hair and your beard, but it comes built in with a style. So like say there's that style I've got now in blonde, black and ginger. Like they're the only three styles you can pick of the colour. So it's not like you get a colour palette and you can just like pick whatever colour you want. You can only pick from whatever there's there to pick from, kind of thing. But again, it still adds a little element of customization where they didn't have to need to be. But it's nice because that reminds us also, you can, when you're in your inventory, you can press R3 and hide items of armor. So even though you're wearing your armor, it's invisible, so it looks like you've got like you're shirtless and you've got no top on, even though you've still got the protection of your armor, which is nice. And you can do that with your helmet, with your gauntlets, your boots, so, and your hood, because you've got your Assassin's Creed like hood. So it's they have scored good on a lot of this, but there is a few bad points. Like they say, the AI is bullshit, but it doesn't take it away. If you want to go into the camp and do it properly, stealth it, and you can have a good time, but also you can just run in and loot the place and then run away and hide. The AI is not good enough, it's going to stop you. And also I found out a little tip in the skills tree. You can get where if you jump from any height and once you hit the floor you do a little forward roll and it doesn't take any damage. But if you just jump from the height and spam the R2 button, you do like an overhead attack just before you hit the floor and it doesn't take your health away. So yeah, this is AC Valhalla. I would go out and get it like because it's meant. I've really enjoyed it. So that's it. Go and get it now. It's brand new. So see you there.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.